Do you ever get bored at work? Find yourself watching the clock, waiting for a Friday afternoon? The good news is that you aren't alone. Even those of us with the most extreme jobs still get bored at work.
My name is Derin. I'm an associate professor of organization studies at Warwick Business School. But in my personal life, I'm also a hobby storm chaser.
Professional storm chasers devote their careers to tracking tornadoes. Some are scientists, others are tour operators, but they all witness the full might of nature's destructive power. It might sound like thrilling work, but in fact, the opposite is often true.
It might seem surprising to find business school academics embedding with storm chasing teams. However, it represents a growing idea in management research that turning to unconventional settings can often help us derive new lessons about management and organization.
Many teams spend their days preparing for dramatic encounters that fail to materialize, resulting in disappointment and frustration. When you're hoping for a tornado, even a powerful storm and hailstones the size of grapefruit can seem like an anticlimax. So, how do they remain engaged when excitement fails to live up to expectations? And how can that teach managers in more traditional jobs to tackle boredom?
I conducted this research with my colleague Nina Granquist at Aalto University. We joined 3 storm chasing teams in the field and spent 3 years traveling across the Great Plains hunting tornadoes with them. While we did have some thrilling moments in field work, close encounters with tornadoes and things like that,
30 seconds.
Much more of it was spent waiting under blue skies hour after hour with not much happening. From our research, we were able to draw 3 lessons that we find are applicable to a range of professional settings. First, build enthusiasm for the wider range of tasks on the job. The successful and engaged storm chasers we saw didn't just fixate on the comparatively rare tornado intercepts. One tour operator we saw got clients to appreciate a broader range of storms, including supercell storms, which they were more likely to encounter in the field, and which they argued could be more photogenic than tornadoes. So set realistic expectations. Instead of waiting for large projects to land on their desks, employees can find meaning in what they're doing in the present. Second, make downtime more enriching. When downtime goes on for too long, employees can feel anxious or adrift. The key is to shift employees' attention from waiting to things they can control. For example, storm chasers often fill their downtime with productive activities, like testing new forecasting techniques. That way, they can go home at the end of the day feeling it had been spent productively, even if no storms had occurred. Third, prolong the desirable tasks. We often fixate on using time efficiently to get more done in less amount of time. But it also makes sense sometimes to stretch out tasks, especially those that are desirable. One team leader we spoke to talked about how the time spent preparing for and debriefing after a chase did more to keep staff engaged than the few minutes they had with the tornado.
All these lessons show us why keeping staff engaged is essential for productivity and enthusiasm, especially when the work is fast, complex, and creative.
Our research shows that we can be more engaged at work when we can appreciate the broader range of tasks that come our way, to enrich the idle periods with meaningful activities, and to stretch out the moments that we find most energizing.
From storm chasers to everybody else, the right approach will always help you keep boredom at bay.